What's going on, everybody? C4 here, and today we are going to be continuing taking a look at the official Madden 19 ratings by breaking down the top 10 tight ends that you're going to find at release in the Madden 19 game. So we are doing 10 because usually, if you read the EA articles, you only get 5, so we're doing a little bit more of a deep dive. Plus, after we complete it breaking down the 10, I'm going to give you guys a couple honorable mentions, some rookies, and everything in between. So without further ado, we're going to jump in at number 10, where there's a three-way tie for an 85 overall base. We have Jared Cook of the Raiders, Jack Doyle of the Colts, and Evan Engram of the Giants. I think Cook and Doyle are fair. Cook and Doyle are both fair to have there, but I think Evan Engram, that's a little too high considering all of the other rookie tight ends last year that we'll talk about. Okay, I'll just say right now. David Njoku got an 81, and O.J. Howard got a 79. I think if that's where you're putting those guys, I think Evan Engram, 80, that's kind of high for Njoku, but I think Evan Engram gets 82. 83 max. 85 is a little too much of my liking for Evan Engram, and that's not just me because I don't like the Giants. I think most people will agree with that, but he's going to be very overpowered. You know, he's pretty much a wide receiver. He pretty much is a wide receiver playing tight end with the speed and all the athletic traits that he possesses. Going to number 9, we have a two-way tie for 86, and that is Jimmy Graham, now of the Green Bay Packers, and Kyle Rudolph of the Minnesota Vikings. So a little bit of a NFC North pairing there. I think that's both rated there for both those guys. That's a fair rating. Going to number 8. Now we're going to the individual guys. Number 8, we have Hunter Henry of the LA Chargers with an 88. Feels bad, man, talking about him because we all know he went down with an injury. He's out for the year because, for whatever, every team has injuries, but for whatever reason, it seems like the Chargers always get, the short end of the stick when it comes to injuries, especially injuries that happen in the offseason before the season starts. The season starts to crumble before it even begins. But hey, at least you got Hunter Henry in Madden. Everyone knows tight ends are very, very overpowered in Madden. You got Hunter Henry with 84 speed, 87 catching, 87 spectacular catch, and 81 run blocking. He's a very, very well-rounded tight end, one of the best tight end prospects I've seen coming out of college in quite some time when he was coming out of Arkansas, and he has been every bit of a worthy person to succeed Antonio Gates there in LA. Going to number 7 is going to be Tyler Eifert of the Cincinnati Bengals with an 89 overall. Now, I have a couple gripes here with tight end. That's why I'm doing tight end in specific, because there's a bunch of ratings I do not agree with whatsoever. Eifert being an 89 is ridiculous. He hasn't played in like 2 years. I get it. When he does play, when he's on point, when he's in sync with Andy Dalton, he is lethal in the red zone. One of the best red zone threats in football. But what we've seen over the last 2 years, maybe 2.5 years, 89 is ridiculous for Tyler Eifert. He has 84 speed, 88 catching, 88 catch in traffic, and 89 spectacular catch. And I think for Eifert, good starting point with him, 85, 86, somewhere in that race. Grouping up there with Jimmy Graham and Kyle Rudolph. And even that, you'll find people that like Jimmy Graham and Viking fans say, no, that's way too high for Tyler Eifert. So I think most people will agree 89 for Eifert's a little too rich for my blood. Going to number 6, the 6th best tight end, Zach Ertz of the Philadelphia Eagles with a 91 overall. 80 speed, 95 catching, 92 short route running, and 88 medium route running. Now, I know the rating is greatly affected and balances what you bring in the run game, but it's ridiculous because Jordan Reed, who we'll talk about, is a 94, is probably worse of a run blocker than Zach Ertz, if not on the same level, and he is higher, and he's not played football in 5 years. So I think Zach Ertz being a 91, he is easily the 3rd best tight end in football right now. You debatably could maybe put Greg Olsen ahead of them, and I wouldn't be super upset, super hostile, but no way for me. Delanie Walker or Jordan Reed should be higher than Zach Ertz. Both those guys, tremendous tight ends, but not after the season Zach Ertz had, especially what he did in the plays. He's automatic. On 3rd down, Zach Ertz is literally the second coming of Jason Witten. There's a reason why Jason Witten gave Zach Ertz his jersey. Jason Witten made a big post saying he doesn't give players usually his jerseys, but he said that Zach Ertz deserves it and stuff like that. And I've watched enough of Jason Witten beating up in the Eagles to say that Zach Ertz is really, really similar to the receiving style of Jason Witten, what Jason Witten brought as a receiver. Obviously, Jason Witten was a lot more well-rounded. But anyways, bringing it back to the point, Zach Ertz being a 91. 91, okay, yeah. If we don't know the rest of the ratings of the tight ends, 91 for Zach Ertz, I can get down with that. But 6th best tight end on release? Nah, that's wrong. Go to number 5. Greg Olsen of the Carolina Panthers with a 92 overall. Still going to stay healthy, but he is on point. One of the best tight ends in football. 84 speed, 97 catching, 93 catch in traffic, and 93 spectacular catch for Greg Olsen. I actually thought, they gave him in the 50s and 60s in run block. I think he's a little bit more well-rounded, and they didn't give him enough credit in that aspect, but a 92 for Greg Olsen. I'm not going to just try to talk about Zach Ertz on every one of these players, but 92 for Greg Olsen. All right, it is what it is. Coming in at number 4, we have Delanie Walker of the Tennessee Titans with a 93 overall. He has 85 speed, 93 catching, 86 short route running, and 79 run blocking. So Delanie Walker is really, really well-rounded. Even though he's usually like the top receiver of the Titans, he also is very capable in the run blocking. So from that standpoint, I see how that boosts his rating a little bit because he is such a great receiver and he chips in. But again, Delanie Walker is, based off of last year, not as good as Zach Ertz. See, I'm doing it. I'm comparing everyone to Zach Ertz. I'm trying my best. But I don't even think I'd put Delanie Walker over Greg Olsen, to be honest with you. I think that I'd give Delanie Walker a 90. That's probably where to have him. Going to number 3, one of the most outrageous ratings I've seen out of every rating. We talked about it in my first little ratings video talking about the bullshit ratings. Jordan Reed of the Washington Redskins with a 94 overall. Like I said, when I talk about Jordan Reed, yes, he's a Redskin, and I don't like Redskins, but he also is a Florida Gator, and he was one of the better Gator tight ends I've seen. I mean, not as good as Aaron Hernandez, and we're not going to really talk about that one right there. But a 94 for Jordan Reed for a guy that literally, he sneezes and he's out for 6 weeks. You just can't give a guy an elite rating when he's not playing. He's not playing. He hasn't played consistently for like 3 years now. And he's one-dimensional. He's as one-dimensional as, say, a Zach Ertz. He's a receiver. Jordan Reed, 94 overall with 85 speed, 91 ball carrier vision, 95 catching, and 89 short route running. Yeah, those stats make sense because he's a wide receiver that's playing tight end, but the 94 is absurd. I think Jordan Reed, maybe you could put him with an 88 with Hunter Henry, somewhere around there. That'd be a good starting point, and then if he can stay healthy and reestablish himself, yeah, Jordan Reed could very well be a 94. He is as prolific as it comes, and he very well could be like the next Travis Kelce for how Alex Smith wants to play in his offense and always likes to check it off to the tight end, but 94 base is not good. Going to number 2 is going to be Travis Kelce of the Kansas City Chiefs with a 95 overall. He has 85 speed, 92 catching, 90 catch in traffic, and 91 spectacular catch. Yeah, that's fair. He's the second best tight end in football. I think he's the second best. Even though I like my boy Zach Ertz, I think Travis Kelce is comfortably the second best tight end in football, and yeah, he's well represented there with the rating. Going to number 1, we have Rob Gronkowski, member of the 99 Club, with a 99. I've said countless times, even though this was somewhat polarizing when people started talking about the 99 Club, like, why is Gronk there and all this and that? When Gronk's more healthy. He's had some injuries, but he's more healthy than Jordan Reed on this list. He's been more healthy than, say, Greg Olsen as well. And when he's on his game, he is, I think, in my opinion, he is the most dominant player by any single position in the NFL. He is better than any other player. He's that further ahead from the second best player, more so than any other player in the NFL. And Gronk has 83 speed, 96 catching, 97 catch in traffic, 94 spectacular catch, and 83 run blocking. That's a good rating. So we're going to talk about some honorable mentions to wrap up this video. We have Trey Burton, former Philadelphia Eagle, Philly special, now a member of the Chicago Bears. He is an 84 overall. David Njoku, the sophomore out of Cleveland Browns, 81. O.J. Howard from the Bucs, 79. Hayden Hurst, the rookie for the Ravens, with a 78. Mike Gesicki, the rookie for the Dolphins, with a 77. And Dallas Goedert of the Philadelphia Eagles getting a 77. Had to make note, 86 spectacular catch, because if you've ever seen any video on Dallas Goedert, pretty much just makes one-handed catches. Looks super easy. And I think he's going to be very, very overpowered, and I cannot wait to get my hands on him in my Eagles franchise. So there you go, guys. Those are the top 10 tight ends and a couple others for the base release of Madden 19. Do you agree or disagree with the ratings? Do you agree or disagree with what I've said about these ratings? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, if it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace